Hey fellow Amigans, as you might already know, the Amiga has a custom chip called the Copper or coprocessor, and one of the many things you can do with it is change a color index so that every line across the screen you could potentially change that color to display a different color. And that was used a lot to make gradations for skies and stuff like that in a lot of video games. And the programming language Amos, it has a built-in command that can let you change one color per scan line, and that's called the rainbow command. But while it's great that feature exists, it's extremely inconvenient and time-consuming for an artist to write the actual giant list of rainbow commands to very carefully control what color will be displayed by that color index per scan line. What an artist really wants to be able to do is just draw their graphics and then just have it work and have it look the way it's supposed to look in the game. So I created a quick sort of program that I call RainbowRipper, and it's also made in Amos. And what it does, so let's say Corey, the co-founder of Bitbeam Canon, did this gorgeous background work for one of the game projects we're working on called Damon Claw. And so what he did is he built it in layers, including a backmost layer that actually displays the proper color changes required for that one color index to make that background look the way it should on the finished actual game in the Amiga. So what you would do then to use with my program RainbowRipper is you would just save out an IFF file. It doesn't matter how wide or tall it is, although obviously it would make sense if it were no taller than the height of the screen, and it doesn't have to be any wider than 1 pixel wide theoretically. But anyway, you would just save out that image as an IFF image. So just to show you the same thing in an emulated Amiga, for the first level of Damon Claw, I had created, here it is, Copper Guide. So if I load that, you'll see. Alright, so now that we have that image, and it, like I said, it can be only a few pixels wide, but this will work too. So now I'm going to quit out of here, and I'm going to go into Amos. I'm going to load RainbowRipper, and I'm going to run it. And it's going to ask me which rainbow. Amos lets you create up to 4 simultaneous rainbow sets of instructions, I guess you could call them. So we'll just do one. And then which color index do we want to affect? I'm just going to assume in this case it's color index 0. What do you want the rainbow procedure to be called? And you can call it whatever you want, BG colors or something like that. And then press enter, and now it is asking me for the image we're going to be using. So we need to find that guide. Here it is, Copper Guide. And there it is doing its thing, and now a new file selector popped up, and this is asking us to save it. So now we are going to call it latest rainbow code .asc. So let's try that. Okay, so now what you would do is you would go into the code of the game, whatever game you're working on, and I'm not going to bother going to new code, this will work. So I'm just going to go to the end here, and if I choose project merge ASCII, then you'll see right here latest rainbow code. If I pick that, you'll see it created the whole procedure called underscore BG colors. Oh, it looks like I already automatically add an underscore. So don't add an underscore when you're naming it. And then we have the full set of rainbow instructions required to get that exact set of color changes at the exact right vertical positions. And to show the results of that in action, I'll load the actual, let's see here, go up one, So there it is in the background in action. Where's my controller? So now you can see that copper guide. That code for changing those colors back there, that background is literally just 2 colors as far as the Amiga is concerned, or in this case the emulated Amiga. And one of the colors is being changed quite frequently in those different vertical positions in order to add a lot more color to that background and just make it more detailed and more appealing. So that's going to help raise the bar visually and make things a lot easier on the artist to get very pleasing results without an enormous amount of time typing in or writing down specific RGB values and scanline coordinates for each of the color changes, which, as you can imagine, is quite painstaking, prone to error, and just really discouraging for an artist. But anyway, that's it. That's what RainbowRipper is. It already works quite decently, as you can see. I would love for another Amos programmer to sort of adopt it. I'm making it freely available to anyone. You'll see download links in the video description. And I'm hoping someone will adopt it and add a nicer looking graphic user interface to the beginning and improve the code wherever they see improvements are needed. I think it's not 100% perfect yet, but it's certainly mostly there. Anyway, that's it. Thanks very much for watching.